Okay, this is a return of the Bard in West Karanas. The camp is ours right now. The zone is pretty busy, but no one's up here but us, which means we have plenty to hunt. Right now I'm working on bandits, and I already defeated one. Until I break up the camp, I have to be very careful and try not to get extra adds. So I'm pulling him with my direct damage spell. Oops, where did he go? And we're going to drag him over to the corner. Once we manage to get the camp down a bit, it should be pretty steady experience gain. The money should be good. And if anything happens, we could always travel back to Blackborough. What tends to happen here as you get bronze weapons as loot is your bags can get heavy quick. As you can see, we already have one bandit sash. You turn those into chest guard in South Kinos. There's another one. We have a bronze gouge. There we go. Those don't sell for a lot, but some of the bronze weapons you can get a couple platinum for, like 4 or 5 platinum. Pretty good, decent loot. And this is really the first time, if you're starting in the Kino starting zone, that you get decent loot. At least as far as building up your coffers of platinum. So I'm going to be fighting these for a little bit. We'll check back in a few minutes and see what progress we make. Well, I immediately ran into an issue. There was 2 blue bandits and I decided to pull them both. As they're running out of the camp, another one just spawned. So it's going to be 3 blue bandits against myself. It'll be a close match, possibly. I have Skin Like Nature up, the buff someone gave me in Blackborough a while back. And that probably is going to be what helps us win this battle. But we got 3 blue bandits. And they're taking my health down a bit now. We're down to 64%. If I can get this one down before I'm at 40%, I definitely think we'll be fine. If one of them happened to be a druid class bandit, I don't think we'd be okay. Skills are going up pretty well here. You see defense at 65 now. I might have maxed it out for the level. Our AC is already at 377. Some of that is attributed to the Skin Like Nature buff that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my healing song right now. And after this battle, we'll put on our loot and level up stringed instruments while we use our Hymn of Restoration song. So that wasn't too bad. I'll check back in with you in a bit and we'll see what kind of loot we get. Alright, I pulled a yellow bandit, a brigand. So this is going to be the first real test. I have Skin Like Nature up still, so that should help a little bit. I'm going to be twisting a Whistling War Song and our heal song. It might be best to twist the War Song and the direct damage spell. It's going to be a close match, actually. So we're going to try to twist as much as we can. Oops. Yeah. I wonder if I could run away, use my heal song, and damage. I'm not sure. I might have bitten off too much with this fight. It looks like we're taking the lead. Okay. Ooh, that hit hurt. 32 damage. So we got him down to 22%, and we are up to 33. We've got a very slight lead. And I knew this brigand was going to be spawning eventually. The next time one spawns, I don't think we'll be able to handle it because our buff won't last very long. And that took our hit points down. So we have 2 gold bars right now, and it's going to take us up not too well, but the goal was to get this brigand out of the way, so now we don't have to deal with it for a while. Hopefully it won't respawn, at least not for a bit. So let's get that healing song going. So far so good. We got a couple bronze weapons as loot as well, and we're gonna rest. By the time we're ready to fight, the camp should be completely respawned. So I'll see you soon. I'm going to be just healing up now. I must say the camp got a little it's too much for me right now. I can't keep up with the spawn, so I decided I'm going to check out the farmhouses. But I did notice the ghoul messenger, if you can see them right out there. He's just standing around, so I have to avoid him. I still need to get a little bit more hit points. So I think it's time to pull out the loot. I wish there was a macro or some kind of way to switch out these items. Well, what am I doing? Shoot. I should probably be paying better attention. The problem is I have a bad habit of snacking while I'm playing this game. So I'm eating sliders right now. I don't even have them targeted, Jesus. I'm not showing off how well I can play the game at all, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to look into setting up macros to twist songs. They say it'll save you from getting carpal tunnel. But we'll pick off stray bandits for a while. As soon as I get to level 14, I think the camp will be pretty easy. There's another location where there's 2 bandits that spawn on the road. If you follow the road towards North Karana's, there'll be 2 bandits standing on the roadside. It's a pretty good camp. They spawn pretty fast. It's just that you have to run a ways. So it's about an extra 5-minute run. Then of course, when you do decide to leave back for town, it's another 5-minute run back. It might be a good option because we should hit the North Karanas and turn in that greater Lightstone. But if I decide to do that, I'll catch back up with you. In the meantime, we're just going to rest and get our hit points back. Okay, as I got ready to fight and pull another one, I noticed the brigand respawned and they con yellowed to us. We barely took him out with that good buff, skin-like nature, so there's really no way I can take him out now. There is some scarecrows that you can fight in a farm, so I'm going to go check them out. I know to damage the scarecrows you have to have a magical weapon. We have that, so it should be no issue. I think the scarecrows might be kind of tough. They might con even to us. But we're going to go check them out now. If I can't handle those, the other option is to go check out the bandits on the roadside. But we're halfway through the level. We've got 3 sashes to turn in. I have a greater Lightstone that I can turn into North Karana. And actually, I might look into running into North Karana after I check out the scarecrows. So if you've never hunted the scarecrows, there's large farm fields with an ogre that runs through it. The ogre is friendly. And there's a scarecrow. I see it cons yellow to us, so I don't think we'll be able to handle it. Grizzly bears are blue, we can handle those, but we need to gain another level for these scarecrows. You can see they're conning yellow to us. They do, I can't remember what's significant about fighting these, other than you need a magic weapon. They are pretty tough. The loot's not great, so I think that's why you don't see many people camping it. It's just an alternative camp that you can do in the Karanas. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run up to the next bandit camp at the roadside. We can fight a couple of those. And before I run back to Kinos, we'll make a pit stop into North Karana, turn in one of our greater Lightstones, and then I can see how much experience you get off that. The only issue about the North Karanas is there's griffins that fly around, aggressive. There's other aggressive mobs there you have to worry about, giants occasionally. So it can be a dangerous zone. And there's a guard tower that's often camped by evil race classes and races. They tend to help out if they see you running for cover. It's a big zone, so I'll catch up with you when I get to the North Karana zone. Just a quick update. Here's those bandit camp. The bandits on the road. 2 of them always spawn. It's pretty easy to break them up and kill one, then have them staggered as they respawn. And there's another camp down there you can see with more bandits. There's another area that you can hunt where they have some undead creatures. I forget the names. It's not a very popular place to hunt, but it's another option. I've done it before. I had to use that camp to farm at one point when I was playing p1999 green early on in the server start. As you can imagine, it was very busy, so finding a camp was difficult. There is this wandering bandit that you have to be careful for too. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them both, and I'll be able to handle 2 of them at one time. And we'll just ignore that other one. So I'll pull them out here. If I remember correctly, the respawn time is about 8 minutes. So this is a great place to hunt. The only issue you have is that if you die out here, it's a long corpse run. Not very fun. It's happened to me many times where I come out here to hunt and I just die and there's nowhere to run. The zone lines are so far away that you'll never get away. So I'm going to fight these probably for a little bit. And then as I make my way back to North Karana, I'll check back in with you. See you soon. Okay, as an update, I wasn't able to accomplish much. A druid bandit spawned, and even though it was blue to us, took us down to like 25% life. And then the other 2 bandits spawned, and I thought, I'm going to be sitting there for a little bit, building up health. I might as well do it while I'm running. And because it's daytime, I think it's a good time to show you that greater Lightstone quest. Granted, I only have 1 greater Lightstone on me, but we can go ahead and turn it in. I know the NPC we have to give it to, they're at a camp. So we'll go ahead and do that, and by the time we get back, we should have more hit points so we can be able to fight. And when it's daytime, I think it's the best time to run through the zone because there's just so many dangers there. So not much further, there's this monk I remember that always stands there. Yeah, monk. And there's some kind of wizard spire out that way where you can fight some undead things. I think they're called undead ghouls or something like that. They're not too difficult, but it's not a popular spawn. It's just not worth it. The loot's not great. Northern Karana is a very popular zone, though, for good reasons. And it's, there's a druid ring there. And you can get to the Southern Karanas, which is a great place to camp. We'll be in the Southern Karanas eventually. That's my goal, is to work our way to West Karana, Northern Karana, and then to Southern Karanas. From there, who knows? So, I'm going to do this while it's still daylight, because I want to be able to see where I'm going and not run into anything. Because if we get attacked by some griffins, they could take us out in a couple of hits. We wouldn't stand much of a chance. So these silver mist wolves would be good to fight too. They're blue. There's some giant beetles in here. There's a lot of things in here we can fight. So this is not a bad place to hunt. There's vendors nearby. It can get dangerous. There's an area where werewolves spawn as well. I used to know the exact spot he'd spawn at. And I think he'd only spawn at nighttime. But this is a good zone to fight these will-o-wisps as well. If the experience is amazing, we can just stick around here, take our chances, and run around getting will-o-wisps for greater lightstones and turning them in over here. You can see there's quite a bit of them. They're still blue to us, so even if they don't drop the greater lightstones like we need, we can still get experience from the kill itself. I think what was real popular about these greater lightstones is that you could even drop them in a bag and pick them up on a lobby character and turn them in as well. So these lions, this is what's crazy, is everything can just walk through this camp. And a lot of it aggroes you. So here's the NPC. Do this quick. Here's the greater lightstone. I think you just drop one. And there's our experience. We have 3 full gold bars. It didn't give a lot. I can't remember where you turn these in. Give me a second and I'll be back, and I think you just sell these right back to the NPC actually. Concordance. Yeah, see, these sell for 9 platinum. Amazing. So the experience wasn't great, but the platinum is good. And we can just come around here fighting beetles. We can fight will-o-wisps. Some of the bigger lions, the bears. There's a lot to hunt here. And there's a guard tower up there you can see. And of course there's probably some necromancer up there attacking guards. But we have a wisp over here. And that was more money than I remembered actually. So we could stick around here and fight them. I'm gonna take a little break, and when I'm back, we'll be hunting some of these wisps, and we can do this until we hit level 14. Just have to be very careful. So I'll catch back up with you soon, and hopefully we'll have some greater lightstones to turn in. See you soon. Well, welcome back. It's getting dark in Northern Karanas. We've got mostly the way through the level of 13. I think I'm going to finish leveling up in a bit, but I'm going to end this episode. I think you can see this group of werewolf hunters here, NPCs. They're involved in some kind of quest here. I always wondered what they were doing. But I think they're the werewolf hunters. But I'm going to camp out here. And when I come back, I'm going to come back here when it's daylight and finish hunting. You can see these scythe beetles appear red. So this will be a good place to hunt. The unfortunate thing is our bind is in Kino. So if we die, we have to do a lot of running. But the reason I picked Bard is because we can quickly get around. The mobility issue is solved partly with Bard. So It won't be too bad. I'll probably be putting up another episode, or at least 2 episodes tomorrow. I'll put up at least one with the Bard, possibly 2 with the Bard, and I might get on the Paladin as well. Or we're going to be running several characters simultaneously. So I'll see you soon. I'm just going to camp out here. Looks like we're getting some buffs. And that's what's happening. See if I can type right. So catch you back soon. Take care.